You look calm. You get things done. You reply to messages, you meet deadlines, you show up on time, you think clearly, you sound rational. Most people would never guess that you're anxious, because your anxiety doesn't look chaotic, it looks competent. High-functioning anxiety is quiet. It doesn't scream. It calculates, it prepares, it anticipates, it prevents. You don't fall apart, you stay ahead, you think through every scenario, you rehearse conversations in your head, you imagine what could go wrong before it happens. From the outside, this looks like responsibility. From the inside, it feels like pressure. There is always something to manage, a decision to optimize, a mistake to avoid, an impression to control. You rarely relax completely. Even when you're sitting still, your mind is adjusting the future. And the strange part is this: your anxiety has probably helped you. It made you reliable, prepared, independent. It kept you from being careless. So you don't want to lose it, because what if anxiety is the reason you're functioning so well? But here's what nobody talks about. High-functioning anxiety doesn't just help you succeed. It prevents you from being safe, because safety requires uncertainty. And your mind doesn't like uncertainty. It wants control, it wants guarantees, it wants to make sure you don't become too much, not enough, embarrassing, irresponsible, or behind. So it runs constant background simulations, and you call it thinking. But your nervous system calls it vigilance. Vigilance is useful in danger, but most of the time you're not in danger, you're just living. Yet your body stays slightly braced. Shoulders tight, jaw set, breathing shallow, not dramatic, just slightly on guard. And that low-level guarding becomes your normal. You may not even label it anxiety. You might call it being driven, being thoughtful, being careful, being mature. But there is a difference between awareness and hyper-control. Awareness observes, hyper-control monitors. High-functioning anxiety turns life into something that must be managed perfectly. It whispers, if you stop paying attention, everything will collapse. But notice something. How often has everything actually collapsed when you relaxed? Probably not often. The collapse it predicts is usually about identity. If I stop trying so hard, I won't be impressive. I won't be responsible. I won't be special. I won't be safe. So you keep going. You perform calm, you perform capability, you perform stability, and inside there is effort, constant micro-adjustments. This is why you can be successful and still feel restless. Accomplishment doesn't calm hyper-control, it feeds it, because now there is more to maintain, more expectations to live up to, more identity to protect. So the real question isn't how do I eliminate anxiety completely? It's what am I afraid would happen if I stopped controlling everything? If you stopped rehearsing, if you stopped optimizing, if you stopped monitoring your own thoughts, would you really fall apart? Or would you simply feel exposed? High-functioning anxiety often hides a simple belief: I am only safe if I am in control. But control is not the same as safety. Control is effort, safety is relaxation. And relaxation feels unfamiliar when you've built your identity around being the one who holds everything together. You don't need to become reckless. You don't need to stop caring. But you might experiment with something small. Let one conversation be imperfect. Let one decision be unfinished. Let one moment pass without analysis. And notice, does the world collapse or does your body soften? Maybe your anxiety isn't a sign that you are broken. Maybe it's a strategy that worked for a long time. And maybe now it's simply exhausting. This channel is not about becoming careless. It's about understanding why constant control never felt like peace.